welcome back to the channel. It's Lauren. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing well. Today I thought we could do a new beauty launches and talk about all this gosh darn makeup that's on the market. There's so much. I haven't talked about new makeup since before I hate to mention all the time, but it's a big thing in my life before I had my unexpected surgery. So, I feel like I'm excited to talk about it. Lots and lots of new stuff. I don't even know if I'll be able to cover it all, but I wanted to just get caught up with you, talk about some of it. I am still in the mode where my tastes are changing. I don't even know what's going on. And I'm also in a really great place with makeup. I think not being able to do makeup and not even like having the chance to have my brain think about makeup because I'm dealing with a lot of other shit in my life. And now being at a place where I feel like better and I'm feeling healthy and all that, I just have had a revelation that I fucking love this shit and I love makeup and it's fun to me. And it's been my biggest passion and hobby for my life, and I'm just back in the swing of really enjoying doing my makeup and having fun with it and all of that. So that's kind of the perspective I'm coming from looking at these new launches, but let's just get into it. It's gonna be a long enough video already. All right, so the first thing I'm seeing is from Clionadh Cosmetics, actually. These are some new highlighters that they're coming out with, and it's from the Dragon Fruit collection. Both of these, I believe, have a pretty strong duochrome to them. So one is like almost multi-chromatic. I see pink and green and blue, and then maybe they both are. The other one has like orange and green. I am personally not interested in these just because I feel like they look like eyeshadows, and if I really wanted that look on my cheeks, I probably would just use some of my multi-chrome eyeshadows. But I know there are some people out there who really love like a different type of highlighter, so it is exciting to see Clionadh come up with something other than the eyeshadows. I have a lot of the stained glass collection. I really love the iridescent multi-chrome glitters. Those are my favorites from them, but I haven't really seen too much else besides eyeshadows before, so it's exciting to see them maybe branch out into something new. I actually would have loved to see them do something kind of normal, like a normal highlighter collection or like even a normal blush collection or something like that, just to kind of start expanding outside of what they do. But I know they're known for their duochromes too, so it also makes sense to me, but that's just something I'm thinking. Like it's exciting to see them do something else, and if they were like more normal blushes or normal highlighters, that actually might be the thing that would have got me over these ones. But I love the idea and the imagery of like dragon fruit. There's also some brushes that came out with this collection. I'm not super into like brushes coming out with collections. I just have so many brushes already, and I also, like, for the most part, think that you should buy like a specific shape brush or just quality brushes and just have those. They'll last you, as opposed to like getting all these cheap little brushes in different collections, personally. But anyway, moving on, that's my thoughts on that. I guess Hailey Bieber has a skincare line. I didn't realize that was happening. All under $30 it looks like. So that's kind of nice that it's, I guess, on the cheaper scale. I mean, $30 for, let's say, a moisturizer is still not like cheap to me, but I feel like she could have come out with stuff that was retailing for $60, I guess, so that's good. The outer marketing picture, I think it's supposed to be like glazed donut skin. I don't know, you tell me. This is what I'm reading from it. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm totally off, but the marketing is telling me maybe that this is like glazed donut skin, but the glazed donut that she has is like it looks not super shiny, and it's also not like, I feel like the reason you say that is because your skin looks so glossy and so glossy that it's like a smooth glazed donut and shiny like a glazed donut, and I feel like this donut isn't smooth and is not shiny. I don't know, man. Tell me what you think. So weird. I think that's a weird picture, and also her face with it is just weird. It's just weird. It's fucking weird. Okay. Next, there's some stuff from Care Bears and Wet n Wild. I'm not surprised by these types of collections anymore, but I don't really love this one. I don't know what it is. I really don't have like any connection to Care Bears, so maybe that's it. Like, I didn't really watch that show. Like, I obviously know what the Care Bears are and stuff. I think they're cute little things, but I don't really want the makeup like this. And I know that I saw there's like a blush, a bronzer, and a highlighter, and I think it's just the three. I just wish there were more options when brands did stuff like this, and you know, it's just kind of basic options on top of that. It's all about the packaging. This is something that's just only packaging, and if you love Care Bears and that's your thing, then it's perfect for you. But for me, I do want both. I want the nice packaging for sure. Like, I do like that, but I also want product that I think I'm gonna use, that I feel like is maybe different or just pretty, and I just don't get any of those vibes from the actual product in any of this, so I will not be picking anything from that up. There's a Kendall and Kylie collection coming out. This is just, honestly, I get that this could be very usable for people, but man, does it look mediocre. Like, it doesn't look exciting, it doesn't look fresh, and I think there are ways that neutrals can look like that, but I feel like the amount of like eyeshadows in this palette, the fact that it doesn't really have a theme besides being neutral and besides like sisters collabing, to me, it just looks boring, pretty boring. And I don't mean that just because it's neutrals. I like neutrals now, guys. It's just like, it's everything else. I don't like that. I don't like it. Do not like it. It looks like ColourPop's coming out with some Super Shocks for Easter. Oh, and with Peeps. It's with Peeps. Okay. I think this is a cute ass collab. Like, it really is cute. Like, the idea of it, I think it's well thought out. I like the colors that they match, the Peeps and the packaging. I don't think I'll pick up any of these. I do really like the Super Shocks, but all of these colors just aren't really what I'm looking for right now. So I don't feel the need to pick them up, but I think it's super Easter appropriate, super Peeps appropriate. Like, the whole collab makes sense. Like, it all makes sense. These would look cute in little Easter baskets. These would look cute to gift one or two. If you wanted them just for the pastel kind of colorful rainbow colors, that also makes sense. Like, it makes sense on a lot of different fronts for a lot of different people and a lot of different reasons why people would buy it. And so, although I don't want to buy it, I still feel like it's a good launch. You know what I mean? There's some new stuff from Nomad Cosmetics. These are the Powder Kiss Velvet Blur Slim Sticks. These remind me, I think Hourglass had some like this. I don't know. It's interesting. I love a pen or like pencil lip product that's like sharpenable over, for the most part, a bullet lipstick. And this seems like a bullet lipstick trying to, you know, be a pen or a pencil because it's skinnier. But there's something about these shaped and these small, thin roll-up tubes that just feels dated. Like, I don't know, I just associate it with like old makeup or like kind of Y2K stuff. I remember it had the soft lips. Do you remember the soft lips in the skinny tube? It's like one of the only things I can remember really having that. I don't know, it just feels dated to me, and so there's something about it I don't love. Just packaging. This has nothing to do with formula. You know, it's a Velvet Kiss thing. It might be really nice. The formula might be great. The colors look really pretty. I mean, I think the packaging looks nice in that it's black with that golden kind of trim. That looks great. I don't know, I'm always off put by the skinny, like the super skinny little lipsticks like that. I don't know what it is. Okay, another thing from ColourPop, I picked this up. I know. This is the Stone collection, and I picked up both of the palettes. I've really been into neutrals, and I love that this was affordable. I think I picked both of them up for like $29, and when I think of like the Patrick Ta palette that I just bought, that is $60 something. Like, both these palettes cost less than like half the price of the Patrick Ta. And for me, because they're in the square pans, it felt like the more neutral, like less rosy toned and maybe even less warm toned palettes from Patrick Ta. So it's nice that they're affordable, and I like that they're small. I mean, you know, ColourPop has tons of different palettes coming out all the time. So this one just got me. This one got me, and I'm excited to try them out. So I'll try to do a video or something, show them some way once they come in, but they got me. They got me. ColourPop doesn't normally get me, but they got me with this one. There's some new eyeliner pencils from KVD Beauty, and they're mostly neutral. There's like a dark green. There's a really nice cobalt blue, some navies. Pretty standard. I don't know if they just didn't have anything in their line at all in terms of like pencil eyeliners. So they're probably just like, you know, expanding. I'm sure they're good. I feel like overall, you know, most brands come out with a pretty good eyeliner, right? Like, my gosh, at this point, we don't really get, unless you're going super cheap, like super, super cheap, you're really gonna probably get a decent eyeliner in a pencil form like this. So I'm assuming this is gonna be one of those really creamy kind of Urban Decay type formulas. Like that's what I assume that it will be like. Full coverage, locks down, that type of thing. There's some stuff here from Dior. Okay, I don't really like the new Dior look. Like the way that the embossing is, I think I liked it better in the old days. I think this is like, I don't know, there's something about it. It doesn't feel classic. It feels too modern. Like I don't know. My eyes haven't adjusted yet. These quads, I'm sure are pretty, they're not calling my name. I am more, unfortunately maybe for me, it may be apt to get some of these higher end little quads that I feel like you can make an easy eye look, go, 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 you know, feel pretty. Maybe they're a little unassuming, a little boring looking in the pans, but like in real life work great. I am more open to that. I feel like I actually use that makeup quite a bit. And so, yeah. But these don't do it. These don't do it for me. These little lip products I did pick up, and if you watched my Sephora haul and try on video, then you know that already, but these are from Givenchy, and they're the Rose Perfecto Liquid Balms. You put liquid balm in the name, I'm gonna want it. Like, that sounds amazing. I love my Rowan liquid lip balms. Those are the best. I think they're still better than the Givenchy one that I got. And when I first saw these and I saw the swirl, I actually thought it looked a little cheap, but then, I don't know, the more I looked at it, I was like, actually, I love it. Actually, it's kind of fun. And so I really love the packaging though. Getting these in the mail, the cap has like a leather, like outer packaging with the metal. It's heavy, it's weighted, it feels nice. The dough foot's nice, like it's nice. It's a nice product, so I'm happy I picked that up, but definitely one. It's interesting how I'm into more lip products lately. Next, this is from Beauty Blender. They came out with a creamy bronzer and highlighter duo. These actually look pretty. There's only 4 colors, but I think they look pretty nice. I definitely would look at reviews for this. I think it's kind of a cool duo product. I always feel like either with duos, like I'm down for the duo of whatever it is, like 2 blushes together, 2 highlighters, whatever, or I'm like, why did you stick these together? Just make separate products. And I feel like this leans more to, I like it. I like them together. So I don't know, I might keep an eye out for some reviews on that. There's a new palette from Nomad Cosmetics. This is called 2 Tickets to Paradise, and it is a very tropical looking palette. Lots of colors in here, very rainbow. I love that chartreusey green. I love a chartreusey green, like limey green. I love that. This is definitely not a palette for me right now, I don't think. I love all the colors individually and I can see beautiful looks, but just all of those colors coming together for a look isn't really my thing personally. It looks like a coral reef though, and I feel like that's kind of the outer packaging, so I can see the inspiration there for sure. There's a new collection with e.l.f. and Dunkin Donuts, and this is very reminiscent to me of Chipotle, but we're going with sweets instead of savory this time. We have the bags, we have the sponges, I think. Like there's just a lot going on in here. I'm not a Dunkin Donuts girl. I'm like a Krispy Kreme girl, so sorry. I don't know if that's like West Coast or what, but yeah, definitely not one that gets me. I thought that the little 4 pans in here were kind of cute though, and I could see how picking one of those up might be kind of fun, but definitely not the collection for me. This palette I think is so pretty from Artist Couture. It's the Supreme Mauves palette. I feel like all of these palettes that come out from Artist Couture always kind of get me, like almost. Not quite. I don't think I'll pick this up because I just bought so many rosy kind of berry mauve-y palettes, so I don't need this one, but I do think some of the textures in there look nice. It has quite a few mattes. I wish there were a little bit more, you know, textured shades or just shimmer shades. Even if they were satins, I would have preferred that, I guess. But I do like it. I feel like they come out with good color stories for more neutral lovers quite often. Like every time I feel like I'm looking at those. This collection from ColourPop just, I feel like missed the mark. Okay, this is the Extra Celestial collection. I don't think there's anything celestial about this, like at all. Nothing about these 9 pans looks celestial. Nothing about it looks inspired. The tones look boring. I don't get it. And I don't know if this is one where in person you get it more, but what is going on? Like celestial to me is sparkly, duochrome, maybe pastels, like something. And these all look Like they look desaturated. Like someone desaturated the picture. I am not a fan, and I also just think it's one time where what the hell is going on with the naming and the theming does not match, and ColourPop usually does nail it, you know? I just was shocked. It looks old, it looks cheap, it just doesn't work. I'm sure the shadows are fine inside and maybe people really love them, but I just don't feel like it fits the name, at least, you know? It doesn't fit the name to me. And it's also disappointing because the quads that have come out, like the Zodiac ones and all that, I felt like were so inspired, had that kind of celestial Zodiac star shit going on. And those quads just looked so yummy and good. And then this, it's like, you couldn't make a 9-pan. You couldn't add, you know, a few more shades and make it a 9-pan and still have that same feeling. I'm kind of shocked. I'm kind of shocked how bad that looks. Rare Beauty came out with a tinted moisturizer. I don't know if I'll pick that one up. I'm still just testing my Kosas one, enjoying that one so far. And so I want to like give that like a solid, probably at least month, you know, before I would even consider really buying other stuff right now. Just because I really want to get my thoughts on that, see how it wears like many days over and over and over, kind of get my thoughts on it. So far I really like it, but yeah, I'm not going to pick that up right now is what I'm trying to say. Okay, Dose of Colors. I was actually really excited for this launch from Dose of Colors. There's the Baked Browns 2 palette as well as the Golden Hour palette. I just want them to release more stuff. I think they could be in the spotlight more if they just released a few more launches, had a few more collections coming out. We've already seen something for Valentine's Day from them, and now we're getting 2 new 5-pans. I mean, the All Mattes one, I get that it's like a second based off of the first one, and I know that one is pretty well loved, but I just want them to push it a little more, like a little bit more, maybe some more fun textures. I don't know. Also maybe theming. It's like, what's the theming around this collection besides just 2 new palettes? Maybe that would help. I don't know, but I'm rooting for them. The Golden Hour one looks pretty. It's definitely bronzy and, you know, has a few little shimmers in there, kind of golden looking, but I wanted a little more. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, the Patrick Ta, the new Major Dimension Rose palette. I did pick this up. I do have a video on it. Definitely check it out. I'm pretty happy with this palette so far. I'm glad I picked it up. It's very expensive though. I think that's the thing. It's just like, damn, are we getting to the point where, you know, the nice new palettes, instead of being 50 back in the day, they're now just, it's just 65 is the price. Yikes, you know? But I do like it. Again, go check that video out if you want to hear my full thoughts on it, but the textures got me, the tones got me. I really do like those rosy tones, so I picked that one up. This is a collection that I've gone back and forth on from Charlotte Tilbury. I had my eye on the highlighter. That was really what I was interested in. I've seen some reviews. I still was on the fence, but luckily it came to Sephora today, I think. So I did pick up the highlighter. The packaging on the outside, the fact that it's limited edition, I just decided to go for it. Some of the swatches look really promising. Some people's reviews of it look really promising. So I'm just like, I'm gonna get it. I hope that I like it. I got the rosier one instead of the darker highlighter, but just overall the collection, I know I've been seeing a lot of reviews on it and, you know, those kind of popping up. I don't know, all of the other stuff for me personally, as much as I love the neutrals, doesn't call to me. I just think I know it's very expensive and it's all very Charlotte Tilbury. It's very Charlotte Tilbury girl. You know, if you're a Charlotte Tilbury girl, then you probably will love it. But it's all kind of the same to me, and I like branching out to different brands. And so I didn't pick up anything else, and I really wasn't too interested in anything else. I thought this was kind of cute. Disney and Catrice, they came out with some like animal, like Disney animal themed stuff. I haven't seen anything on the inside. It just says coming soon. So I don't know what these are gonna be, but there's like, I see some 101 Dalmatians, there's Dumbo, Bambi, Marie from the Aristocats, Thumper, the girl Thumper, I don't know her name, and Lady from Lady and the Tramp. So that's kind of a fun one. I feel like, you know, we've seen Disney collabs over and over. I mean, how many Disney collabs have we seen? A million. But this is taking something a little bit different. You know, we're not doing the princesses. We're not doing just a straight up movie. And I think it's kind of fun, different curated little things. So I wonder what the heck they look like on the inside, what's going on actually. But potentially promising. There's some new stuff from One Size, and these are some contour and blush, like little palettes. This is one of those duo, I mean, this is a trio, there's 3, but duo products that I kind of like. I think that it's done and executed well. I feel like the colors kind of all go together. I like that although you're getting 3 products, it's still pretty compact and not just this massive thing. I don't know how brushes would fit. That's like the one potential concern, I guess, there. But I do think that the blush colors look interesting. They're a little bit different, like still kind of neutral, but still kind of different. So I can appreciate that. They also have, again, the contours. I think with the blushes, it's like 2 mattes and maybe a shimmer in there. So I don't know. I kind of like it. I don't think I'll pick it up, but I thought that it was done well if you were going to try to fit 3 products into, you know, one compact. A palette that I don't know, it just brought me back. Like it took me back to like Shade and Light, you know, contouring palette, the ABH contouring palette. This is the Sunstalker Bronze and Highlight palette from Fenty. It has just like basically all the shades from the bronzers in one palette, and this makes sense for a pro artist, you know, to use if you do makeup on other people. Maybe I guess that's really who it works for. And to me, this is just like, it's one of those things that maybe seems like a good idea, like, wow, so much product, I love the look of a palette, but I just know I'm not going to use most of them. Maybe 1 or 2 of the bronzers, you know, 1 of the highlights. So then what is everything else? Like, I'd rather have individual products at this point. It doesn't really work. It's reminding me of that old Tarte palette, I don't know, Park Avenue palette. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's giving me those vibes, and I just feel like I thought we got past this. I thought we got past this moment, but I guess not. I just don't see it doing well. I really don't see that doing well. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Melt, there seems to be a new palette, the Gemini 2 palette. Really pretty colors, grungy tones. It's very Melt. I mean, this is standard Melt, you know? I think it complements the initial palette decently well. There's more rosy tones in this one, as well as some greens. Some of the greens look kind of similar though. I'm kind of like, okay. I root for Melt, but I just don't ever buy it. I don't buy it. It's not my formula. It's not really my thing. It's a little bit darker and grungier. It's definitely not my vibe right now. Yeah, I'm just different than that right now, but I do think it's kind of fun. It would have maybe been better to come out with it a little faster though, because the Gemini palette, that was a while ago. That was a while ago when people were like trying to get that, and I think the 21 palette or 22 palette or something. It's been a few years. There's a new palette from Nomad Cosmetics. This one's called the Moment palette. It has a blue, a more like purpley blue, and then lots of neutrals. Not really my thing. Again, you know, I think some of the shimmers look nice, but it's just not one that's like calling my name. This one I haven't talked about from ColourPop, the Avatar collection. I didn't pick any of this up. I have not watched any of the Avatar stuff. Yeah, I don't have a connection to the IP, so I think that's one thing. I don't think the palette's too bad. You'll have to let me know if you love Avatar. Like, do you hate the palette? Do you love the palette? Do you think they captured the spirit of, you know, the collab in there? Let me know. It's a little bit brighter than some of their other ones, though, I feel like, maybe. Oh my gosh, this Bridgerton. I could not believe my eyes when there was a second Bridgerton collab, you guys. I was like, are you kidding? What? We did it already. And then when I see the products, I'm so shocked. I'm like, you did another palette with 2 pinks in it? We just got it. I was a little shocked. I was taken aback, if you will, for it to come out so soon after the first one, and then to not be different enough. Like, obviously the packaging is the most different thing. It still runs in the same family, but it's different colors at least. What happened here? I'd love to know what you think. I mean, at least we have like the puff highlighter, it looks like, instead of slightly different tones of highlighter in the pressed form. Although I would have loved to have some more like neutral leaning highlighters that weren't silver and gold. That would have actually been good. I would have loved that. Oh, these swatches look cute though. Look at these swatches. This is where it gets you. Don't look at the swatches sometimes, man. Sometimes you should look at the swatches though, because they look dusty, crusty, bad. Okay. But these swatches look good. These swatches make me go, oh, well, maybe it is really pretty. Anyway, moving on from that. The blush palette, I don't know what's going on with that. Just so much space. I love the Pat McGrath formula. I don't know if this is a different formula in there. There's a part of me that loves it. There's a part of me that hates it. I don't know why there's a part that loves. I couldn't tell you exactly why. I think because I really want to get a Pat McGrath blush palette. Maybe even like blush and highlighter. I would love that. But just none of the tones seem to be the ones for me. I don't know, man. What an odd thing. What an odd thing. I love these little lipsticks with the bows. I could see someone really liking that. But just so weird that that came out right after the other one. And then what was in it it felt like a joke. It felt a little like a joke, I'm not gonna lie. Something else that's new, but I did pick up, this is the Glow Recipe Strawberry Smooth BHA and AHA Salicylic Serum. I got this during the sale. I do have a soft spot in my heart for Glow Recipe, so there's that. I was hoping this would be great. I still don't know. It might be. I'm still testing it, but I did pick that one up. I love their little fruit thing. I love it. I'm not above it. I love it. Okay, this palette from Menagerie. I have not in the past really loved the Menagerie formula, but this palette's making me like want to try it again, which is this is a rainbow palette, so why this rainbow palette? I feel like I'm Elle Woods, but that's how I feel like, why this rainbow palette? Something about the textures, something about these swatches look really great. I love that they're going to these circle pans. I'm not gonna lie, I really like that for them. And I wonder if somehow they've changed the formula a little bit. I don't know, I feel like I read that somewhere, but I don't know if that's true. But I'm like hopeful that maybe if the shimmer formula changed, then maybe I'd like it. I know their shit just stains so much, and I know that I just have a pet peeve around that. I don't know, but I do think that it looks pretty. This one, the Sugar Glider palette, looks really beautiful, and you know, I'm excited for them. I think that they did a great job on it. Okay, R.E.M Beauty 2.0, like the second part of it, phase 2, chapter 2. I didn't pick anything of this up. I feel like the products I picked up worked fine. They worked fine. Like the highlighter, not my favorite, but I know other people liked it. The little eyeshadow palette that I picked up, I think the color story is really pretty, more neutral. I haven't had any issues with like, you know, formula or quality on that one, but I just didn't feel drawn in by anything in the second one personally. Like just nothing quite got me. I don't know, something about the marketing is just off. I know they're going hard with their theming, but there's just something to be desired, and I don't know what that is. You know, we'd have to sit in the boardroom and really get the Socratic seminar going and really figure it out, brainstorm, you know, but something's not working. I think I'm gonna end it on the sneak peek so far that we have for a palette, just so you know, I'm gonna get. This is a palette from Glaminatrix. It's gonna be coming out in June. This is the sneak peek that we have. It's a neutral palette from an indie brand whose shimmers are absolutely stunning. It's called the Nearly Natural palette. I am so excited for this. I will be purchasing this. So yeah, it looks stunning. I mean, just seeing all these shimmers, beautiful. I'm excited to see what mattes end up being in this palette. And I thought for some reason, because they kind of debuted or like teased this palette along with the Nocturnal, I think it is, that came out more recently, I thought that the Nocturnal palette was the neutral. And I was like, that's not neutral, but there really is a neutral palette. I'm so excited for it. That is a launch I'm like highly anticipating to pick up. It's like the next thing kind of on my list that I know is coming out, and hopefully I can like just enjoy what I have for a little bit until that point. But damn, looks so good. And I feel like sometimes with the indie brands, we don't get a ton of the neutrals. I feel like Sydney Grace does the neutrals too, but these are gonna be those like sparkly neutrals. Sparkly. And Sydney Grace does more like the satins, the like standard metallics, like high quality, but maybe not quite those finishes. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that. Okay, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed just talking and chatting about the new stuff. I'd love to know, what are you into nowadays? Like, do you want pastels? Do you want colorful stuff? Are you going more natural? Are you wearing more makeup? I think one of the things I'm realizing of why I'm also maybe more into makeup is that, you know, I am going out a little bit more, you know, and so, you know, you need to put some clothes on. You want to put some makeup on, and I think that's been great. I've also, though, just been enjoying doing my makeup around the house and looking in the mirror and feeling really beautiful and, you know, loving my little neutral shades. I feel like I don't have to do a full-on look, and I still look just like, bam, gorgeous. So that's awesome. Anyway, I'd love to know what you've been into. Have you noticed any changes in what your preferences have been lately, how you're using your makeup or aren't? I'd love to know. But thank you so much for being here, guys. I'm doing an extra bonus video this week, this one. So I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video, which will be tomorrow. Okay, bye. Bye, guys.